I finally found the wrong in you.
And boy, oh boy, do we have an amazing session lined up for you guys.
I tell you, there's one word that is super important, and it's consistency. That's where people, I feel, drop out.
Dude, you're giving me goosebumps. Like, seriously.
Tells me I've made a big, big mistake.
I don't let anything come in the way. And if it's something that the audience might not like, so be it.
In the sweetest possible way. I want to peel the layers back. I know.
Honestly, sometimes when I watch them videos, I don't even understand them myself.
Saw you for the first time. I see for a long time, 'cause I like me better when
Not a quarterly target. Now we're living day by day, literally.
How have you redefined success for you?
The reality and what we see on social media are two different things.
You're seeing it as I'm going to keep putting money into it because I know that there is a vision that's going to become a reality.
and everybody's singing la 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 la, and now the bells are ringing la 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 la.
Balance is overrated.
It is.
I'm going to use that, can I?
It's yours. Take it.
Take it.
We'll just take 5% of everything.
That's a deep question, actually.
Well, thank you so much. We only have like 5 minutes to go. When we goes deep, let's go.
You know I love you so.
If you miss this as a live, you miss quite a show. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't get to see.
Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind, don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind, don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Why on earth would I leave if you were everything I wanted you to be? When I saw what you did or you were with, got me questioning the things that I believe. So I ask myself, do I let you go? Do I keep you in a frame of my mind? Now I'm groping white, see your sugar-coated lies. Nothing sweet about my misery. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. You again. Why'd you call? Now I don't need to hear you crying out my name. Unlike before, when you and I lay eye to eye, now it's time for you to taste the bitter end. So I ask myself, do I let you go? Do I keep you in a frame of my mind? Now I'm growing wise to your sugar-coated lies. Nothing sweet about my misery. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. I finally found what went wrong. What went wrong? I finally found the wrong in you. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind, don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind, don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind.
Woo! Oh my, you're having me swaying here, feeling all jazzy and chilled, and I have to now host this show. So, thank you so much, Louisa, for that beautiful introduction. If this is your first time tuning in, first of all, welcome. Second of all, where you been? Sundays are with us, so make sure you plan every Sunday to join us. I'm your host for the next 1 hour. My name is Fari Zolf, and boy, oh boy, do we have an amazing session lined up for you guys today. We're going to be talking about building passion projects into a successful career or business. And I've got two incredible people who are amazing at what they do, and they're the perfect fit to talk about this conversation. Before we get started, I want to let you know if you guys are joining us live, just know that you've got that chat box ready. Write your comments in. If you have any questions for our guests, do get interactive because I will be putting your questions to them at the end where we have a Q&A. And if you're watching this recorded, well, welcome. You can always tune in for our lives as well. But we're going to get into the juicy part of my exciting conversation with my amazing, fabulous first guest. We're ready to get into this. Okay. First of all, I've been waiting to have him on for quite a while. So the stars are aligned for today to be the day. And the best way I'm going to describe him to you as an introduction is how I see him. He's a people person. He's a very creative, talented human. And aside from the fact that he's actually running a very successful career as Senior Vice President of HR in a very established company, by day, he does that. And by night, he creates magic as a singer-songwriter. And he's actually changing the landscape of the music industry here in Dubai with the homegrown talent, collaborating with amazing musical artists as well, leading his band, Zarooni Sound Society. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to introduce you to my first guest, Mohamed Zarooni. Welcome.
Finally, I'm on your show.
I know. I mean, we have been talking about it for a while. And like I said, it's all about timing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been, what, 2 years?
I know. But you know what? What's 2 years between friends?
No.
You know what I mean? The main thing is that you're here.
Yep.
I'm super excited to get in this conversation. And I'm going to start with one of my really core elements of how I want to get to know somebody better. Tell me in terms of what inspired you to start a career in music when you've already got that career pathway for you as a corporate. You have a 9-to-5 job. And in that aspect, I want to understand, why would you add on more challenges to your already fully packed schedule of a life?
That's an amazing question. I want to make people feel, and I think through my expressions, it doesn't do it justice when I just talk to someone. I think through music kind of shows how I feel about, different people and different environment where I am. That's why I think it's not a challenge. I think it's an added bonus to my lifestyle.
An added bonus to your lifestyle. Okay, then let's go a little bit deeper into this. People might know in terms of how much you're, moving forward into creating a really successful career as a singer-songwriter. But let's put it into metrics. You have a 9-to-5 job, and it's quite a challenging one because you have quite a big role to fill, right? So once you're doing that as a day job, how are you actually managing your time to create a career in terms of your music? How are you balancing all of that?
Look, it's very difficult. I won't lie. It's super challenging. My job is draining. I deal with different people every day, and there's different conversations all the time.
Right.
So I don't have to do music, but then I'm a type of person who is very passionate, and when I'm passionate about something, I go at it 200 miles per hour. So that actually drives me to do what I'm doing now. It's actually simple, not so hard if you think about it. It's passion, versus what you want, and then you just get there. But yeah, it is super challenging. There are days where I don't actually want to do it. I just want to go home, go to sleep, wake up, live my life more normal. But then without that music element in my life, I think, you may live once.
I love that. So you've got that YOLO attitude.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me a little bit more about how you see yourself as a singer-songwriter. Like, how do you identify yourself with that when you actually are so layered? Because that is who you are. You are a person who is actually having a very successful career, but at the same time, this is something that I see you as a passion project, but I see that could be your new path of a successful career. So how do you identify living two different lives ultimately?
I think I made it to a point where I treat music like my full time and work like my part time. Not literally, but that's how I get into my zone. And I think, like with music, I want to make people feel. I want the audience to know exactly what I'm talking about. I want them to relate, not just through my vocal, but to the sound, to every single instrument, through the sound society, really. And so that fulfills my needs every day. And then I go to work. I do my job. I do enough personal work. I deal with people. I try to help them as well. And I use some of my work ethics in my music career as well.
So tell me about that. What is it? How are you transferring what you do in your work that is able to be kind of portrayed in what you do in your career of music?
Look, my music is it's complicated. It's not that simple because, I have a 6-member piece, they're all different personalities. And if it wasn't for us being together, I don't think they would have met each other.
Right.
So to bring all those 6 amazing brain cells together, create music and manage them one by one, I think, yeah, HR has really helped me.
So you are, because I see you really as a people person.
Yeah.
And the fact that I love what you do in terms of the collaborations that you
Yeah.
bring in when you're performing, every time I see you doing something different, and we've worked together,
Yeah.
and I've seen your commitment, not only in terms of your preparation, but also to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that every single time you're bringing in a new artist, a new musical instrument, what inspired you to do that? Because I don't see that happening a lot in the creative industry. It's more like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to double down on. I'm not going to keep experimenting. You are constantly experimenting. What got you to do that kind of experimental phase?
I think I came to the scene very new, not knowing anyone, not knowing anything.
Yeah.
Then, after like adjusting to it and observing it and seeing how, there's so many amazing local artists, emerging artists in the UAE, it just made sense at the right time. In the beginning, collab wasn't really a thing. I tried to find my own sound, but then once I did and got, you'd say, comfortable with the idea, helping out the community for me is very important. And for, Zarooni Sound Society as well, it's good to have different faces and different talent to come and gel with our music and give them the platform to strive more. But then it's on them to take it over. I always say you need that commitment, and you need to have it in you. It's not just, you wake up one day and you do it. It's not, it's hard work.
Yeah, but it is more of a top-down approach. Like if
Yeah.
you are leading the Zarooni Sound Society, I think your mindset is going to give that inspiration to the rest of them, motivate them. Because everybody else has also got a day job, right? So you are leading them into formulating a collaborative mindset, which is such an amazing thing moving forward. Because for me, what I see in you is that you have the creativity, you're able to manage people, you're able to inspire people, and you have that collaborative mindset. It's like the full package. So in terms of what you see moving forward for your next steps or for the future, what does that look like? What does Zarooni Sound Society look like in the
Look,
future?
we're growing. We want to gain more of an audience. That's what we're doing. I mean, in the past, I was releasing a lot of singles, and I will continue to do that. But my focus now is on growing the audience much more, on where I can do it from UAE or the region. And I think it's slowly. I think after 2 years, and you see, it's taken 2 years. We finally establish ourselves as something, and through that, the audience keeps building because we keep putting ourselves out there. And I tell you, there's one word that is super important, and it's consistency. That's where people, I feel, drop out.
You've actually led me to one of the interesting points that I really wanted to talk to you about, and that's, you said consistency,
Yeah.
okay? But there is a level of commitment
Yeah.
that goes with that consistency, and you have it, yeah? The days when you mentioned that you just don't want to do it,
Yeah.
and you feel like, I don't want to plug in for this, I just want to, go back home and just chill.
Yeah.
What makes you show up even at that particular moment?
It's a very thin line. So look, I'll quickly run through it. I go to Abu Dhabi every day. So I commute every day. Then I'm a single dad. I go to my kids. Then I come home and it's already 8 p.m. So I'm already shattered. But then that's commitment and that passion for what you love drives me through. It's something you can't teach. It's something that has to come within. And so, yes, I could just drop it all. But then that's the thin line, right? People usually give up at that point where they say, oh, I can't do it anymore. And that's where, when you're consistent, that's the difference make. That's where you become noticeable. When you stay in that consistent matter, fight your, I would say, demons, and then you just see what the rewards are at the end of the day. And they are. There will be rewards for sure.
Look, from my side, I can see everything you're saying. You're doing it from a creator's point of view, right? And I'm looking at it because this whole session is, again, bringing the stories of you are leading a career and you're building a passion project, which is also in itself a creative process. And our second guest is a business owner who is leading 2 businesses, right? So both of you, from what I can see, there's this commonality.
Yeah.
Because from you, I see there's an inner strength.
Yeah.
And you're able to tap into that, and you're able to kind of navigate your way when you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
To say, look, I'm going to consistently keep on going with this. And let's say those times when you were feeling, I'm not getting let's say, no, I don't want to look at the numbers, but I'm not getting the recognition. I'm not getting the gigs that I wanted. What do you say to yourself then? Because then consistency kind of becomes a little bit more as an afterthought. What takes you to continue with that consistency?
There's a voice in my head that keeps saying that please you drop out, but then that's where you don't. that's where you have to keep. That's the most important bit when you're about to like drop into say, I'm going to drop everything. That extra voice is what helps me just carry on. And believe me, there's been a number of times where I've really decided like, I can't do this anymore. And then I just carry on and then something happens.
Yeah.
So it's really listening to your inner self.
I love this. Okay, Zarooni, you're getting into the conversations that I love talking about. When you are listening to your inner self, you're able to tap into that power that keeps you going and that energy. There are times when you just are too exhausted, right? And I think you leading, I don't want to call it this in a derogatory way, but it's a double life, right? You have a full-time job as a 9 to 5, and then you have a family as well, a young family, and your beautiful, energetic, excitable sons, which mashallah, I love seeing them. Zidane and Zaid, for me, they're always, they're mini you. And I know you always say, oh, they're so energetic. I'm like, yeah, but so are you. And you're plugging your energy in the right way. When you get to that point before the energy is depleted, right? What did you do to get out of it? Or let's formulate the question better. What were the warning signs now that you look back to say, I'm going to make sure I don't get to that point again, to avoid that burnout when the energy is just depleted?
No, it's disorientation, it's physical burnout, as you say, you don't have the energy. And that reflects a lot when, for example, I get to the weekend and I spend time with my kids and they want me to be energetic and I can't. And it's just my body just tells me to, you can't do it anymore. And then you lose your patience when your kids test your mental strength. And that's where, again, that's another fight you have with yourself. And you have to be calm, you have to be there for your kids. Everything else is aside. So then, and then also there are other voices in my head, the beautiful people that have supported me and this sound society throughout. I think of different quotes and different words of encouragement that put me through,
I love that.
It's the little things that matter.
It always is. It's the little things that we don't usually always remember until it's time to remember them. And I think ultimately everyone sees you as a successful, guy in HR and as a successful singer-songwriter, but at the heart of it, you're a dad. And I think that's when anyone who's lucky enough to see you with your kids, they see you at the core of who you really are. And I think that then just transpires into everything that you do create. And leading into our little conversation of creating, I know that you like to just kind of sit there and jam and let the music flow. Let's talk a little bit about your music. Yeah. When you are in the creative flow, what do you tap into? Is it pain? Is it love? Is it, what is it you tap into as an energy to create?
Look, I've said this in many other interviews and people have asked me this question, and it's really about song titles.
Okay, then if I've asked you a question that other people have asked, we're not going there. We're gonna do a U-turn here. So let's put that aside, because this is come on, you know me. I'm gonna ask you a little bit deeper in this. So thank you for highlighting to me. I'm thinking we're gonna go into this in a deeper level. Let's go deeper. What is it actually that you reach into your soul to understand this is something that's gonna maybe not be well received, or people are gonna judge me for this kind of music that I'm gonna put out? Do you look at that and say, screw it, I'm going to do it anyway? Or do you kind of like pull back and be like, no, I need to?
I don't pull back on anything. Like, I actually, this doesn't bother me or what other people might say. I just put it up there. If I think the song is good and the lyrics are strong, I have a sound, I have a vision in my head, tap into it. I don't let, very natural when I do things. I don't let anything come in the way. And if it's something that the audience might not like, so be it. But I know there are, ones that would appreciate it as well. So that's what the little things, again, was 1 or 2 out of the 10. That's what counts.
I love that. And I've seen that you're very passionate about your music videos, right? You put a lot of time and effort, a little bit of craziness. I got to say, if you haven't seen his music videos, please watch them, because not only do they inspire you in terms of like thinking outside the box, but I think sometimes you don't even have a box. Like you just create like crazy ideas. And at the end of that, I remember some of the videos I've watched, I'm like, is this for real? Like, is this really you? It's really a different side of you. How do you go into that creative flow when it comes to your music videos?
Honestly, sometimes when I watch them videos, I don't even understand them myself.
I don't. Sometimes I got to tell you, he sends them to me and I'm like, Z, are you sure about this one? He goes, yeah, this is a very dark one. I'm like, yeah, it's dark. It's a bit too dark, but okay, you know what? Go with it. It's yours. And it works.
I think it does. Yeah, I think it does. But like sometimes it's just on the spot. It's just, I talk to, I'm surrounded and that's why I'm in HR. I guess I select the right people to work with me. And there's so many people that I'm, in particular 1 or 2 that I'm super, super grateful for.
That's
amazing.
You
have no idea. They understand me. And it's not hard to understand me, but it's maybe hard to understand my inward thoughts and feelings.
I think it's not that they understand you, it's that they accept you. So they accept you for all the crazy, goofy ideas you have and
Yeah.
all the really wild, out there ideas you have.
They're wild
And
themselves,
They're
though.
wild, exactly. I think they're co-creators with you. We know who we're talking about. And if you're watching, hi guys, I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in such a long time. But I think this is where you flow, right?
100%.
And I would like to lead into that as a segue for you to flow into a little song.
Oh,
Because I would
sure.
love to hear you. I mean, I've heard you. I love listening to music. So for me, I want other people to kind of get a little bit of a taste of Zarooni Sound Society as Zarooni the solo player.
Sure.
Go for it.
I'll sing my song called The Joker. You
Let's
remember
go.
that very well, don't
I
you?
remember this Joker. Go for it.
Lost the words inside of me is a boy who stares. They like to point at me. I wish I was someone else. No more tears to cry, so I choose to smile, and I see a change. The look on your face tells me I've made a big, big mistake. You share my brain in my a joker is brave. You be okay. It's time for a change.
Thank you for entertaining us while you're supposed to be here talking, but I can't let you leave without playing something. So I'm so grateful that you were able to play that song. And it is a song that I remember. And I remember that we actually got involved in a video as well, that you needed some people to get involved. And I was happy to say my hand was involved in that video. Yes, I remember that.
Right here.
Exactly, I know. If you need to watch the video, then just go watch it, because we're not going to divulge any more of the information. But Z, I wanted to just wrap up on something that I think will help a lot of people who are watching, whether they actually already have a side hustle that's inside of them and they don't know when or how to give birth to it. What would be your piece of advice for someone who wants to start their creative journey as a singer, songwriter, anything in the music field? What would be your advice to them?
Two things. You're not going to do it if you don't believe in yourself. Have to believe in yourself. Because if no one else does, you're the only person who will. And second thing is let it spread. Get it out there. Nothing's going to happen. The worst thing is nothing's going to happen. The best thing is everything is going to turn out to be great. So
dude, you're giving me goosebumps. Like, seriously, this is advice that actually I think every person who wants to try something new, they can take some inspiration from that. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for coming along. Finally, we did it. It was a snippet because I feel like there is so much more I want to get into. You're like an onion in the sweetest possible way. I want to peel the layers back. I know. Don't take an onion can be interesting. You peel back the layers and you get to the core. I've just started like layer 1 and 2. So maybe I can feel like layer 3, 4, and 5 is a longer conversation.
I don't even know what layer 3, 4, and 5 for myself
I don't know
is
either,
anyway.
but this
So,
is where
yeah,
the
we'll get into
curiosity
it.
comes together, right? So thank you so much for saying yes to this. And there's more to watch out for, because you're going to be on another episode of us, but we're going to keep it quiet. It's going to be a surprise. You're going to come up and surprise us again. But guys, this was the amazing Zarooni. If you do want to follow him or get in touch with him or ask him for some advice as well, he will be tagged in the description as well. Zarooni Sound Society is his band, and they're playing incredible music, originals as well, everywhere. So if you do want to find out more about them, just also, there's a nice little collaboration that we are doing with Placeholder Dubai. Do tap into that website and find out where he's playing next. So thank you so much. With the next little segue, we're going to hand over for a little musical interlude. And we're going to hand over to a duo that we've got here with Abin and Michael.
To be young and in love in New York City. Still don't know who I am, but I know I'm good as long you're with me. To be young and in love in New York City. Midnight in the morning coffee, turning into always talking. I like me better when I'm with you. Be better when I'm with you. got that feeling. It's waking up in this bed next to yours, where this room has got no ceiling. If we just sit here, time passes by. I'ma get to do my talking. I'ma have to tell you something. I like me better when I'm with you. I like me better when I'm with you. I knew from the first time, I see from a long time, 'cause I like me better when, I like me better when I'm with you. Oh, oh, oh yeah. You, oh, oh, oh yeah. Stay a while, stay a while, stay here with me. Stay a while, no. Stay a while, stay a while, stay here with me. Stay here with me. I like me better when I'm with you. I like me better when I'm with you. I knew from the first time, I see for a long time, 'cause I like me better when, I like me better when I'm with you.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Thank you, Abin and Michael, you just heard there. So we went from a beautiful melody to another beautiful expression of success, is what I'm going to call it. And my second guest is someone who I've been wanting to actually have on the show since we first started actually running the podcast from this venue. She's a successful female founder who has not only started one successful business, she thought, you know what, that's not enough, I'm going to build a second one. And that has been a passion project, which I'm so thankful she's launched, because we're actually going live from that exact passion project. It's a living, breathing, beautiful space, co-working, a beautiful collection of art, homeware, and pop-ups and activations happening every single week. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to my second guest, who is not only a creative genius, I'm going to call her, but she's also a very successful female founder. Please welcome Ritika.
Thank you, Fari, for all the kind words.
I've been waiting to have you on this, and it's scheduling situations or whatever. I'm like, I'm so happy I was able to get you here, because I know that you are, you're so busy with so many things you're doing. With your first business, which is ColabCloud, and that's focusing more on marketing tech, and then now you have this. And I've noticed that you have so much energy, mashallah, in what you're doing, but also there's a creative vision. So I want to go right into that. This is the no fluffs, no BS kind of conversation. I want to get into what made you start this Casa Collective as your second business when you already have a very successful one to start with.
Yes. I mean, I'm an architect, so everything I do, it comes from my training of, design and being an architect. And my marketing and property tech business didn't require me to be very hands-on, because I've set the vision, I've set the processes, and there's a whole team behind the scenes doing all the work. But while doing that, I got a lot of DMs and people asking me that, hey, you moved to Dubai. It's been 4 years now. Can we also move to Dubai? What's the process? So people came to me asking me how to do this relocation. And we did that with multiple brands from UK, US, Canada, India. And we helped them set up their business here, which was mostly decor and lifestyle brands. So we did downtown design exhibit, we did index exhibit. But you know what, we realized that once the exhibition is over, they have to pack everything and send it back. And the cost of shipping, this is a very, very logistical issue, is much higher for them. So all of these guys were like, why don't you take up a space where we can really house our products, we can keep the products for a longer duration, and you help us market the same thing. And that's how the genesis of this place has been. And then slowly it started evolving into a cultural hub.
Well, this is what I think it has become, a creative hub in the heart of the city. And you started it because you wanted to help brands who were already here and just wanted to kind of base themselves somewhere.
Yep.
And you've now expanded it to be literally a collaborative space
Yep.
where whether you're involved in and I love the fact that wherever we've been in this is our 4th week that we've been shooting at your space. And I love that I have so many options every single time. This is like not,
It's a good thing.
it's a creative's dream to have variety,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you give that option,
Yeah.
because what you've created is a pure collaboration, living and breathing.
Right.
So I want to get into a little bit about, this is your second business, right?
Yes.
And mashallah, it's thriving and it's building momentum, and you have such collaborative activations that you're running on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
What happens when you have that moment of the reality versus what we see online, right?
Yep.
A lot of people think that building a second business is easy once you've done the first one. It's just, plug and play, you roll out. And I think reality, both of us have a second business.
Yeah.
It ain't that pretty.
Yeah.
And you go through ups and downs. And I think sometimes from my side, it's been harder on the second run than it was on the first.
True.
So I want to get your input in terms of your experience. What did you feel going through setting up a second business?
You were right. I underestimated the effort that would go into this because I thought, oh, okay, I've built one business, but the nature of two businesses, both the businesses, is polar opposite. This is a functional, operational place, right?
Right.
The second you have a physical space, the challenges that come with it are very different, which I probably anticipated, but not to this extent.
Right.
I mean, we opened at a time where it was February, so I paid rent for over 6 months just to do the fit out. It was a rundown warehouse that, with the assistance of our creative director Karina and the curator Monica, we could build it into something so beautiful, but it took much longer. And that's a challenge I'd not anticipated, because I was like, okay, we'll be done in 3 months and we'll start monetizing from say 4th or the 5th month, which didn't happen. And then there's a lot of like burn that's happening, and then there was this, obviously the war setback,
Yeah.
which set us back by say almost 6 months. But I feel the passion is something that kind of keeps you going. Though I make much more in my other business, I still feel I love being here more. I give this, so it's like I usually say, if you have an autistic child or if you have a specially able child, you probably give more focus to that,
Right, yeah.
and love that more. So that's kind of what's happened with me. And as you said, the reality and what we see on social media are two different things.
Two different things.
Because even though the space is activated with people, there are activities, nobody is in the buying mindset. And this business predominantly functions on somebody buying a sofa,
Right.
or somebody buying an expensive piece of art. That's how we make money.
Correct.
So yeah.
So then that's actually a good way for us to tap into the way that you found helps you get through that doubt, that element of, am I doing this? Is it going to work? I love what I'm doing and I'm helping so many brands, but does it have the legs to stand? Like, am I building it on the right foundation? What gets you out of that doubt or that moment of, I don't know if I'm doing this for the right reasons? Like, what gets you out of that phase?
You know, when we are faced with something challenging, it kind of tests your belief
Right.
and your ability to restructure the whole thing to make it work. Because the nature of business, any business, I'm not just talking about this or any other, it's any business. The second you're faced with challenge, how you deal with it is kind of going to define the longevity of the business.
Correct.
And the success of the same. And the success parameters are so different. For me, success last month was having people here. And I was very successful in doing that. Next month probably would be selling some more art. So now it's not a quarterly target. Now we're living day by day, literally.
You have just put the nail on the head when it comes to redefining what the metrics are for you. And I think a lot of the times people do put the success metric to be on how much money you're making, what collaborations you've done, what does now that success look like to you? How have you defined, or let's put it different. How have you redefined success for you?
Honestly, the appreciation we are getting, the validation we are getting is enough for me to put in more money to survive for the next 3 to 6 months. I know I
Nice.
have to pump in money to this space, but I was questioning, is it worth doing it? Is it worth putting in more
Yeah.
money? Am I ever going to make that money back? But last month, when we just opened up a space to homegrown brands, to people like you who have supported us by spreading out the word, each and every person has validated the concept.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, fine, I'll put in more money for 6 months. I'll eventually make money out of it. But the success metric is not money here. The success metric is people feeling at home. So every person who's walked in here has found a space that they feel that it's their own. And when we were discussing the concept, we named it your third space, because a third space is a space which is not your home or your work. It's a space where you do creative activities, where you do multiple things, and every person who's walked in here says we feel at home, and that's literally the validation and the success metric that I've been chasing.
And this is the beautiful part of your journey, because I think once you start redefining what things look like for you on a personal level, then that transcends. And I think once you see success differently, then you have beautiful energies like Simba coming into the shot. Come, baby, you can come in. It's okay. There you go. See, this is what I'm saying. You have really created a space where people can feel at home.
Yep.
They can feel that they are at their most powerful point of creation. And for me, like I've said, every time that we've had the podcast filmed here, there are so many beautiful spots that I can choose to say, like, let's, set it up here and let's change the set for next week.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have beautiful energies. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, I'm good. I'm so happy to be distracted like this. This is the perfect way to be distracted. But I do sense that you've created something from the heart.
Yep.
And I think once you've redefined your parameters,
Yep.
then you're able to at least see where it can go.
Yeah.
You're not limiting the potential of this.
Yeah.
You're seeing it as, I'm going to keep putting money into it because I know that there is a vision that's going to become a reality.
Yes.
And that's what I see in you. And I love that. And I think every time I see you, you are on some level still exploring new things.
Yeah.
And I love that about
I
you.
think that this space gives me that space to experiment more, as opposed to my other business, which is very structured, which is in a glass building, which is very corporate in its nature. It was somehow killing my creative.
Oh my gosh.
So literally I built this space for myself. I wanted to connect with other creatives from Dubai. And I just found that there's a lot of elitism in certain other spaces that I've been to. They're not as inviting, they're not as inclusive. The price points are so high that a lot of upcoming artists will never be able to showcase their work there. And I just thought, that's absolutely unfair. A homegrown brand, a woman sitting at home making candles or trading beautiful jewelry should be able to be in the same space where an artist is, because even that is art in a different form. So we have divided the space into chapters, which is more open, which has shelves for smaller brands to come in, versus the canvas, where we also have art which is from known people. So the only reason I want these people to coexist is there is effort and art in everything. So,
and this is what shines through you. I think there's a certain sense of you walk into this space and it has that expansive nature, right? And when you find something like that, I think people feel immediately like they can connect.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, whatever you create as the creator of that venture or initiative or business or whatever it might be, even a community, what you put into it is what people feel.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people feel when they come here, because you wanted to create a sense of home and belonging.
Yeah.
That's what we feel when we come here. So I've loved having this conversation with you. Thank you for giving me the time to actually get a little bit deeper into who you are and what amazing things you're creating. And I'm so excited to see that you did, continue on your commitment to making this the beautiful place that it is. And anyone who actually just hasn't been here, I mean, for goodness sake, if you're living in Dubai and you haven't been to Casa Collective, what are you doing? Any day you can just walk in. It's open 7 days a week. And at the end of the day, there's so many beautiful spots you can just go and pick up something that's beautiful, either a piece of jewelry or clothing or anything homeware. And also they have an amazing cafe. So if you want to grab a matcha or anything delicious like a coffee, this is the space you can come and sit and work from even, right? So Ritika, I'm so thankful for you to be on the show. Before we end your segment, what would be a piece of advice that you would give to someone who has a successful business and is now thinking, I want to start something new, and is just thinking, can I make it? Can I do this? Can I run 2 successful businesses? What would you say to them?
I would just say that do it, but don't use the same template everywhere, because every business has a different approach, every business has a different base. So have that clarity, because it can't just be duplication, it has to be expansion. So yeah, of course, take the step. You can run 3 businesses also, but it can't be the same template for every business. Yeah.
Love it. You're singing from the same hymn sheet. You know, keep innovating, keep doing things differently, and keep experimenting. And you're one to watch for me. And I definitely think that you've got amazing things in store. So if you want to know what else is happening in the creative world, whatever else, you know, kind of is an experimental phase for you, make sure that you stay connected with Casa Collective, stay connected with Ritika, because she's definitely someone who's going to be creating waves in the business field for sure. So thank you so much for giving us your time. We're going to move on to another musical interlude where we have another beautiful melody that's going to be played for you. So handing over to Khalifa.
He's got a brand new car, looks like a Jaguar. It's got leather seats, it's got a CD player. But I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna save it, yeah. So don't you try and fake it anymore, anymore. We'll start over again, grow ourselves new skin, get a house in Devon, drink cider from a lemon. But I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna save it, yeah. So don't you try and fake it anymore, anymore. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna save it, yeah. So don't you try and fake it anymore, anymore. The faster we're falling, we're stopping and stalling, we're running in circles again. It just as things are looking up, you said it wasn't good enough, but still we're trying one more time. Maybe we're just trying too hard, or really it's closer than it is too far. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up in my head instead of going under. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up in my head instead of going under, instead of going under, instead of going under again, instead of going under, instead of going under again. It's all around the world, just la 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 la. It's all around the world, just la 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 la. And everybody's singing la 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 la. And now the bells are ringing, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Sweet dreams of rhythm and dancing, sweet dreams of passion through the night, sweet dreams of taking over, sweet dreams of dancing through the night. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Now I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. New Year, I let just like Buddy Holly. Oh, oh, and you're married, tell them more. I don't care what they say about us anyway. I don't care about that, and I don't care about that.
Thank you, Khalifa. You had us all kind of like bopping away, remembering our teenage years. So yeah, job done on a Sunday. Thank you so much for that. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of the show, and that's bringing my guest 1 and my guest 2 together. So the intention behind this session itself was to talk about building a passion project into a successful career path or a business. And coming from the point of view of a founder and also a 9-to-5er. So I feel like you're not really a 9-to-5er, but I feel like that's the best category I can put you in.
Yeah, it's fine.
So now I want to get a little bit more into, we had, as I said, the layers have been peeled. Now I want to get to the bit of the core side of things. Both of you are very much in the creative space. What you're doing, Ritika, in terms of Casa Collective, and with what you're doing, of course, Zarooni, with everything that you're doing musically. I want to have that conversation about where do you see the gaps? Where do you see the support that's missing? And what would you have wanted to be that support for you when you started out on your journey as singer-songwriter and for you as your second business? Let me know.
The gap is where the original, music comes. I mean, it's still growing, and I don't think there's many out there that do original music, and that's what me and the band are trying to do, bring that original, flavor to the community.
Right.
And so I think there's a big gap for that, which is not a bad thing because it can lift off from there.
So you think that what you're saying is that there is a lot more demand for covers and originals are not being accepted, and is that what you're saying?
I think that was the case where, people always have familiarities with covers, which is absolutely fantastic and great. But I think, true artists needs to feel themselves, and the way to do it is to play original music in your own way. So yeah.
So what would be the support that you would have wanted to have at the very early start?
I think accept it.
Accepted.
Accept, that an artist wants to do things in their own way and not just play off what
Play
other people
covers
do.
and
Yeah,
other
exactly,
things.
yeah.
Nice, okay. Handing over to you, Ritika.
I feel the cultural infrastructure, there are very few spaces that simulate this effect that we've tried to create.
Right.
The spaces that exist are very expensive. A lot of emerging artists or designers cannot afford that. So probably if the Dubai culture or the government can have more initiative and grants for global brands also to be present here, because there are a lot of people. Dubai is in the focus even after what is happening right now.
Right.
Because everybody believes in this space, believes in the business model that Dubai offers. Though they do it for tech, I don't know why for culture the same infrastructure is not available. So
I think that there is a growing movement. I mean, we have the cultural initiatives and community that's being built, that's supported by the government. I feel that there is so much, the saying that goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a drink. You can have those things put in place, but are the people ready? Are people ready to put themselves out there and, like you said, create original music?
Yeah.
Are they ready to experiment? Are they ready to put their money where their mouth is and say, yes, I'll come and support others doing this? Will you have people coming and buying from your beautiful brands here? Will you have people coming to your shows and paying for tickets? I think we need to also understand that we have to put in our effort, as
Yeah.
well as you guys who are creating. And that's
Definitely.
interesting for me to kind of flow into how we feel about things, because both of you in your individual segments talked about feeling. You create music because you want people to feel, and
Yeah.
you wanted to create the space because of the feeling that you want people to have. And that was the one thing that it came across to me during both of your
Yeah.
conversations. The feeling that you get when you're actually on stage or you're performing, or even if you're just jamming in your bedroom,
Yeah.
how does that feel to you when you're in the process of creating versus when you are working a 9 to 5 job? Like the feeling you get, is there a similarity between them? Is it familiar? Is it totally black and white? Like, is there a bliss point somewhere? I want to see, like, where is this thread leading us to?
That's a deep question, actually.
Well, thank you so much. We only have like 5 minutes to go. Oh, it goes deep. Let's go.
No, it's very different. Personally, it's very different.
Yeah.
You put your work cap on, and you have to be a certain way. And I've tried being myself. It hasn't worked all the time. So you need to maneuver a lot of things. Whilst when you're creating, there's no barrier, there's no
Right.
gate.
Right.
Just do what you want. And that reflects on when you perform on stage.
So with you, it's a feeling of limitless.
Oh, 100%.
You feel totally limitless, that you can actually do and say and create whatever you want.
Totally. That's the only way I can create personally.
Love it. Okay. Over to you, Ritika.
I mean, I'm surprised why I'm not bipolar already, because I literally dress up in my suits when I have to go to my DIFC office. I
Right.
have this whole outfit picked out. I'm talking to men all the time
Right.
because it's very dominated
Yeah.
by men, and I'm on Excel, and I'm creating these whatever strategic documents, which is not a part of how this space runs.
Correct.
No document I've tried to make has really translated into operations over here.
Yeah.
So because every day is different, so it's polar opposite for me, and it's not easy, as he said. Like I have to switch off and switch on, and so that's why I've done time blocking. On some days I'm just like not here, because I can't be creative in my other business. It's all numbers. Like it's numbers. It is creative, of course. I mean, we are building beautiful experiences, all of that. But in the end, it's very driven by numbers.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's very driven by people. It's a collective. So the mood is very different. I'm happier when I'm here. I only go to my other office when I have a serious business meeting, or I have to really show off that I own a fancy office. But rest of the time, I'm in my shirt and my shorts, and I'm probably here creating things and talking to people, which is the energy of the space. So yeah, it's not easy.
I love that. I know that it's not easy, and I think both of you, and look, for me as well, I've kind of opened the door into the creative side of Dubai in the last few years. And the more I'm seeing it, the more I'm loving the fact that everyone is very in the flow of seeing what they can create, how they can collaborate, and I love that. And in terms of like the entrepreneurial side, you do have to wear multiple hats.
Yeah.
I mean, the outfits and the thinking and the resources you tap into, both of you, I feel like are living, day and night lives. Like we have
Yeah.
Batman and Batgirl right here. I do resonate with that, because I feel like this is what I do on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then from Monday to Saturday, Fari is very much, let's get strategic about things. Let's think about how you can, level up in your marketing. And then this is where I'm able to flow.
Yeah.
And these conversations are allowing me to kind of, that's why you said, you're like, how are you able to do this every week? I said, because this is where I find my
Yeah.
creative
Drives you,
flow.
yeah.
And conversations with people who give me goosebumps is what I'm
Nice.
passionate about, right?
Yeah.
So leads me into one of my final questions. I wanted to understand in terms of how you want to move forward. We've both discussed in terms of what you were able to manage with avoiding burnout, and how you can pick yourself up and go back into the next phase and keep going. But let's say, for example, the next 5 years for you. Have you planned that out? Have you kind of got your roadmap clearly defined, or are you kind of more go with the flow in terms of you creatively and you with your business?
I have goals, but they're short term, because I don't know. Like 5 years is, for me, it's a very long time.
Yeah.
and you can
So
plan
short term
it.
for you is what? Like 6 months, 3 months, 1 month?
Like a year. Like a year.
A year is short term for you? Only a year. 1 week is short term for
1
me.
week.
So a year is short
No,
term.
I have an end goal of where I want to be in a year.
Nice.
Whether it's at work or... I tell myself I have 4 jobs. I'm an employee, I'm a driver, I'm a father, I'm a musician. So...
Okay, so that's a whole different thing. Okay.
So I need one of them to go.
Which one's going to go? I hope not the father or the
No,
creative or
that's gonna stay.
or the one that pays the bucks. I mean,
That's
I think
gonna
you need to
stay.
keep those.
Yeah.
And then how do you like set structures in place for you to be able to hit those kind of 1 year goals?
Look, for music, for example, my dream is to open up for an international artist at the Coca-Cola Arena.
Oh yeah, we've had this conversation before.
That's one. For work, it's to become the top management executive. As a father, no comment.
2 happy kids.
To be able
Two
to
happy kids, yeah.
And the last one, yeah, I spoke. A driver.
The driver, I think we can, we can put that one aside. You have 3 jobs. That's quite a lot in itself as a handful. What about you, Ritika?
Again, 2 very different things. We are a part of an incubator, which is a very, very well-defined structure, right? In my other business, so it's a propped up. They have even like decided what my next month looks like.
My goodness,
and then once we get a funding or wherever this road is going, it's very defined.
Right.
As opposed to this, where as I mentioned, I'm taking it day to day because of the geopolitical conditions and also the nature of the space.
Yes.
Tomorrow, if somebody walks in and tells me I want to do a book launch event here, I'm open to doing that, right? It's very versatile as a space and as a business. So I think balance is too overrated. There's nothing like balance.
I like that.
And it's just if any entrepreneur is saying, oh, I'm living a balanced life, I'm waking up at 4:30, doing my
I'd like to
yoga,
meet
doing
them
my
and have a
ice
face-to-face
bath,
one-on-one
it's all lies.
conversation.
It's lies.
It's impossible. I think there is a definition that is being misunderstood about balance.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more about harmony. Like you are
exactly,
able
it's
to
harmony.
You cannot say like from this hour
True.
to this hour I'll be focusing on this
Yeah.
or this day. I've tried everything. I've tried the works,
Same.
and I think maybe it's my ability to just get very easily distracted. As we saw Sim became, I was
And also-
distracted. I'm like, okay, I've got to get back into
And
the zone
also
again.
that is true balance for me, to be able to spend
Yeah.
time with my dog, to be able to talk to you, to
Right.
be able to run this space. It's all together. So it's more harmony than
It's
balance.
more
I
harmony.
like
and
that. Balance is overrated.
It
I'm
is.
going to use that. Can I?
It's yours. Take it.
Take it.
We'll just take 5% of everything you make. But that's it, we're good. I think that the essence of what you've managed to do in terms of, I remember one of the first conversations we had, you mentioned time management.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and I said, here we go, another man who's saying, I don't take this the wrong way, but in my head I was like, another man who's really good at time management, let's see. And really, honestly, mashallah, he's very good at time
Yeah.
management.
But
he
his
knows exactly
job
what
is
he's
also
doing.
very difficult. Imagine he has to have the difficult communication
Yeah.
or just tell people that, hey, you won't have a job tomorrow.
When he
after
says that, I'm like, how are you going to go in with an okay
With a straight
vibe
face.
But,
and
but
then come
that's
back
why
out
that's
okay?
why I prefer pets.
He needs his emotional support
Yeah, you
animal.
need
I'm
it.
very upset that I don't have a dog in my
Where
life.
is Simba? We need Simba to come and distract Zarooni right now because he's feeling like I need
Being
to.
left out. It's like you're such a beautiful dog.
Look at this one. I mean, I think you've got to find something that keeps you,
Keeps you grounded.
grounded and
Yeah,
keeps
for
you
sure.
connected. And I think both of you have realized that there is so much more diversity within you.
And I also feel to have a partner who supports you with everything, because it's not easy. You are working Sundays, you have no schedule. Sometimes you are going for meetings in the evening. Maybe the partner has to take on a lot more responsibilities. So to have somebody who grounds you and who's there to support you, come what may, even
Yeah.
like financially, emotionally, in every sense of it, is a blessing. And I feel I'm truly blessed in that sense. I feel secured, and also my risk-taking ability increases with that. So
I think
it's just
support
a-
systems and finding that community, whoever it might be,
also the
family,
community,
friends,
absolutely.
community as a wider field, you do tap into that. You've got a huge community of creatives that are there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have the mini groups and then the mini groups and they keep being mini. But I think that reaching out to people who understand what you're going
Yeah.
through. So
Yeah,
this is where
yeah.
I love the fact that I can vibe with both, because creatively, this process is a creative process for me. And when you guys are creating music, for me, this is creating a different level of
Absolutely,
conversation. And
100%.
with you, when you're doing business and thinking of, okay, how do we think about strategic, financial, all of this, I'm able to tap into that because I understand that you need those elements within a business. But please just make sure that both of you find your emotional support, whatever it is, whether it's an animal or yours is, I think yours is a guitar.
Guitar.
Yours is your
definitely.
guitar. You didn't just have
It's
your
right
guitar.
here.
It's your emotional support. Support.
You always
item.
have it latched on to you.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
it's important.
It's you, and it's an extension of you. I think this is where it's that element where you are a people person, but you have that creative vibe.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm seeing, okay, he's found his support accessory is his guitar. I love it. Guys, I can continue having this conversation for another, God knows, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, as long as it needs. But I also want to wrap up because we have another set as well from a collaborative performance, which I'm so proud to kind of inspire that level of creativity which happens at every single show. So we're going to hand over to them to play us out. But before we go, I wanted to not only thank these amazing, beautiful, fabulous guests to come in and share their perspectives, but also to thank you guys for tuning in. And if there's anything you can do before the end of today, all I ask is if you can reach out to someone who's fabulous in your life and just say thank you to them. Sometimes we do feel like it's just a given, but it doesn't hurt, and it actually gives them a little pep up as well, just to say thank you for being so fabulous and being in my life, because this whole show is born on the concept of celebrating the fabulous voices in this beautiful city. And saying that, if you want to tune in for next week, we're going to be doing this all over again, not in this venue, but we'll be somewhere else celebrating the fabulousness that the city has to provide. So before we hand over, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who collaborated with us. Thank you so much again, Ritika, for hosting us for the last 4 weeks that we've been here. We're going to miss this space, but we want to be able to at least shine some more light on you and everything amazing that you're doing.
Thank you.
And Z, thank you so much for
Thank you.
starting us off with our very first show. You came with a whole band.
Yes, I did.
Now you come
Sorry
here
for
to
that.
perform, and it was amazing. I loved it. And you're going to be performing again soon. So watch this space. He's going to be back in again doing another show. With all of that said, thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing rest of the day. Stay fabulous. And I'm now going to hand over to the amazing collaboration that we've got waiting to perform. Thank you, guys. Khalifa, Louisa, we've got Michael and Abin. Over to you guys.
Look how they shine for you, and all the things you do, and they were all yellow.
I came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do, yeah, they were all yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. Yeah, they were all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. I came along by you, and all the things you do, and it was all yellow. A line, I drew a line for you. What a thing to do. It was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do.
Don't go anywhere. Wait. Okay, again, we have another tall guy here, so I can't reach the mic. But if you can, we have the mic. Okay, guys. I want to just say a big thank you to you guys for collaborating on the spot. This was amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. And I want to call everybody to come on to this side. So anyone who's, and some of our guests who are our live audience, they've gone over to have a coffee. But come over here. Chime, come over here. Where, hubby and the doggies, do you want to come over here? Come over. Come. Yes, you get in the photo. You get in the video. Come in here. Aldrin, get over here. Love, get over here. Liddy, get over here. I mean, Amara, if you get over here, there's nobody filming, but yeah, you could get over here. Everyone come over here. I just want to do a big thank you so much to this. It does take a village to build something which is creative in this process. And I want to thank you guys all again. So if you missed this as a live, you missed quite a show. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't get to see. But next week, we'll be doing another live. So we just wanted to say thank you so much for joining in. And it's a big thank you to all of you guys. Thank you for being so fabulous. And we're out. Woo! Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. When you're on a holiday, you can't find the words to say all the things that come to you, and I want to feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. When you're on a golden sea, you don't need a memory, just a place to call your own. As we tread into the snow on an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. We'll run away together. We'll spend some time forever. We'll never feel that anymore. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing, having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. We'll run away together. We'll spend some time together. We'll never feel that anymore.
Woo!
Yep, yep.
Woo, woo, woo. Can we have Louisa lead with something?
Yeah, please.
I love your voice. You choose a song that, yeah?
Balloons are deflated. Guess they look lifeless like me. We miss you on your side of the bed. Oh, still got your things here, and it stare at me like souvenirs. Don't wanna let you out my head. Oh, just like the day that I met you, day I thought forever. I said that you love me, that it lasts whenever it's cold outside. Like when you walked down my life, while you walk out my life. I get like this every time. On these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. 'Cause I remember every time. On these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. Do you ever think of me? I'm building my hopes up like presents unopened till this day. I still see the messages you read. Oh, I'm foolishly patient, can't get past the taste of your lips. Don't wanna let you out my head. Just like the day that I met you, the day I thought forever. I said that you love me, that it lasts whenever it's cold outside. Like when you walked out my life, while you walk out my life. I get like this every time. On these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. 'Cause I remember every time. On these days I feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. Do you ever think of me?
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is another collaborative session, which I loved. Thank you so much. And it's out from us. Thank you, guys. Bye.